Braden Smith film, and he
Mhm.
just kept on popping off. I was seeing swim moves. He was powering through guys, spins,
Really,
everything, and the get off is absolutely insane.
really
Mm-hmm.
awesome. Well, it looks like the live has started now, so let's get this going. Hey everyone, welcome to the den. We got our good old big fan of OnePride40. Love this guy, practically in every live. And so he actually requested to come on to do a little bit of some film review on a player named Arnold Ebekite, I think is how you would pronounce it.
Ebikite, I think.
Okay, okay. And he actually said he was doing this while doing a film review of inside linebacker Brandon Smith from Penn State, and so he wanted to kind of do a little bit of film on this guy. I've only watched his highlights and seen a couple of his stats, but he's a pretty dang impressive player. Pro Football Focus has him at having 32 quarterback hurries, which is more than Kayvon Theodetics, barely less than George K, and he has more than Cameron Thomas. The only player who so far I've looked at that has more quarterback hurries is Aiden Hutchinson. So that's an impressive stat line there. And one pride likes, and that's pretty promising stuff. So first off, we're going to be showing his game versus Auburn. This is going to be my live reaction. I don't know if you've seen his game versus Auburn.
Oh, his film?
Yeah, it's film versus Auburn.
Yeah, I seen it.
All right. So here we go. Pull it up.
This guy could be. I want to let this be known. This guy can be had in the third and fourth round.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. All right, so here he is. So first thing to notice to me is he's got some fairly long arms too. All right, nice. Oh geez, I like it when tackles just can't stop a guy, so they just lunge their body at him. Those are always the most interesting plays to me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow. Okay, so some nice hand usage there.
Yep, a little bit of swim move.
Yeah. It's a
Boom!
pretty good burst.
I told you.
Yeah. Like it's not Kayvon good, but that's still really good. Oh, Brandon Smith made a tackle there. Okay, so this guy also had 9 sacks this year, by the way, I believe. So he was a pretty productive pass rusher.
Oh yeah, 100%. Boom! Again, the swim
He's,
move.
he's really good at it. Man, he's what so far we've already seen 5 plays and he's gotten 3 pressures in them. That's pretty impressive.
Mm-hmm. And another one right there.
Yep. Jeez. This is versus Auburn. This is an SEC team. Now I don't know how good the tackle is, but
Oh, he did this against Michigan, Wisconsin. Michigan had one of the best offensive lines in the nation at the time, and they got an award for it too.
really.
Mm-hmm.
So that's some impressive stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nearly had a pass deflection there. Jeez, he seems to be in just about every play.
Oh yeah. I don't understand why this guy's getting more hype, but
I
I'm
think
all
it's because
for
he's
it.
only had like the 1 year of production because he played at Temple. Didn't seem like he was.
Yeah, so he was a transfer.
Yeah. Then everyone just seems so focused on Kayvon Aiden that nobody seems to notice these other edge guys.
Oh, Thibodeau is really overrated. I'm a big D line guy myself, and he never really popped to me, and I always thought he was lazy in run defense. I don't know. It just seems like a player that Campbell would not like.
I agree. Especially because Campbell was so quick to say, we haven't talked about drafting him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he didn't even say he even knew a thing about him, though, so I guess he wasn't really that involved with
Mm-hmm.
draft stuff.
See, look again. This
Yeah.
a rip move. You seen a rip move. You seen a swim move, and he's got power on him too now.
Which is surprising because he doesn't look like that huge of a guy.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if he's just like pure muscle or something.
See, I think he'd be perfect in a like a 3-4 outside linebackers. And guess what we need?
Or 3-4 outside linebacker.
Yep, and inside too.
Even if we re-sign Charles Harris, him, Romeo, and Charles Harris would be a really deadly like
Oh
trifecta.
my goodness. Yeah, no kidding. Oh, Brandon Smith with another tackle.
Yep. Those two are really good.
Oh, double team, and he gets there.
Wow. Hold up, I'm gonna relook at that one there. Jeez. That's impressive stuff, man. Wow, this guy was more productive than Kayvon this year. And he seems to be getting his fair share of double teams.
He
Oh,
definitely.
so close, man. That's frustrating if I was a linebacker. Jeez. Okay, so note to self: don't ever draft number 5. He's been kind of targeted by Bo.
Yeah, I don't know. Brisker didn't really pop out to me in this game at all. That's just my opinion.
Yeah. Well, that was always my thing when watching Brisker. I've seen a lot of people hype him up, but he's really raw.
He is. He really takes some really sus tackle angles.
Hmm.
Oh, there we go.
Yep. Jeez. Getting involved everywhere, man.
Oh, that's Brandon Smith, but
Yeah.
yeah.
It's no wonder Penn State had a good defense this year with those two in there.
Oh yeah. And I just went through every film. I went through the Iowa film, Michigan film, this film. Every game he's popped. It just feels like it to me. And the Wisconsin game. So
Hmm.
he's very active.
Yep. Well, it's just the more I look at these like other edge guys, the more and more I just don't want the edges. Not because I don't think Hutch, for example, wouldn't be good in the NFL, but because there's just so many edges that are in there that I'm like, wow, these guys could be crazy productive as well. Why not just go grab Hamilton?
Right, I agree because after him, and again,
Again. He should have like 4 sacks, man. If his corners could just cover better.
yeah,
Jeez. That's interesting stuff, though. If you think about it, if he could have a better secondary that was actually like not allowing Bo Nix to just throw it every time he was pressured by him,
mm-hmm.
he'd be
And
insane.
we seen a rip move here.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree. Hamilton should be our first pick. Because after Hamilton, it's a massive drop off.
Uh huh. And whereas in the edge, it's like, oh, you might get some production. Like, people can't even choose who's better between Thibs and Hutch. Whereas Hamilton's like the clear cut. I think he'd be clear cut best safety in most drafts.
100%. If you're asking me to take a really good edge player, which isn't a knock on either of those guys,
Yeah.
over a generational talent at safety, aren't you going to take the generational talent at safety? It's common sense.
Mm-hmm. Well, especially when there's such a deep position at that edge too.
Yep. This dude's just completely eating.
He's like beating his tackle like every snap, man.
I know.
He's even played inside a little bit. He's really good.
Mm-hmm. I think he'd be perfect in a 3-4 defense.
Oh, he's fantastic. He's a stand-up edge rusher for sure. He's not much of a guy who puts his feet in the ground, although he's done a couple of good snaps at that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think having him with either Romeo or Harris would be really deadly.
Oh, 100%. So you would have, if you drafted him, you would be 4 deep at the edge position, in my opinion, because you would have Romeo, Julian, Charles, and then this guy. So you're 4 deep at the edge position.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, yeah, that'd be pretty great. And I'm also a big fan of Julian. So that so many options for us at pass rush. I really don't want to take an edge when you can have Hamilton.
Right.
And with the Rams pick, you can pick who you want: linebacker, receiver, corner, whatever.
Like I said, I told you in the Discord, I'm a big believer in positional value. But this draft, it goes out the window for me.
Agreed. Especially because there's not a top quarterback to draft, not a top edge to draft, really.
And go to the mid, huh?
Well, here's my big thing. The reason I'm not a fan of like these other edges, like Hutch and Hamilton, is because they wouldn't be the number one edges in any of the recent drafts. I mean, he wouldn't
Right.
be over Nick Bosa. He wouldn't be over Garrett. He wouldn't be over Chase Young.
Hmm.
I don't see it, man.
I mean, I wouldn't even put him over Bradley Chubb. Remember that one year?
Oh, I was a huge fan of Chubb, man.
Oh, he was a beast.
Sad he can't stay healthy though in the NFL.
I know.
Oh wow, his
Oh,
first
and
his
look at this
first
again.
play is a tackle for loss. Are you serious? Jeez.
ah, ah. Gotta squeeze that down a little bit, but still pretty
Yeah.
good.
Well, there's going to be flaws. It's not like he's going to be perfect.
Oh
And
yeah, yeah, 100%. Remember, this guy is projected to be third or fourth.
yeah,
Oh, and he just there's bet.
he nearly
Only
got
made that
wrapped.
tackle.
I
He
feel like he
just
probably would have
bullied
made that
that
tackle
tight
had there
end,
not been like 12 bodies.
and he's there again.
Jeez. Actually, I think that was number 13. Who even is number 13? Yeah.
No, that's him.
Actually, was that him?
That is him. Oh wait, yeah, you're right. It's
Yeah.
13. My bad.
Yeah. I don't think they had him on that play. Oh no, they had him.
Oh, he's covering. He's covering.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, assumedly he did his job because they didn't target his way.
Oh, this guy would be this guy just screams Detroit Lions,
Hmm.
in my opinion.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Also, I gotta do this to make sure I don't get copyrighted. This is from Do a Barrel Roll, guys. This is video. It's in the description.
Mm-hmm. We're 17 at. All right, he's over on the.
I feel like he's in every play, man. Like even if he's
He
not making the
is.
tackle, he's at least showing high effort and being like every single one.
Oh yeah, this is a guy Campbell will drool about, in my opinion.
100%. Also, can you imagine if Levi finally develops next year as well, and you draft this guy?
Oh yeah. Oh, Campbell has already called out Levi. If you haven't seen that.
I have not. Here, keep watching the film. Look at that. If he,
Oh, there we go.
oh, geez, I didn't see that then. Jeez. There's a sack, man. Oh, no. Oh, was that a forced fumble? Did that quarterback just accidentally eat it
Hold
as
up.
he got sacked there, or did he just try throwing it and? Oh, it was a forward. It was a pass.
Dang. Again.
Wow. Every play. Like, I don't really ever trust highlights, but I was like, wow, these highlights are pretty dang good. But even his film, he seems to be in everything.
Mm-hmm. See, I go with the highlights first to see like a sneak peek of what I get,
Hmm.
and then I go to the film. It was like,
Yeah.
wow.
Highlights are great at seeing their high points. That's the reason they're highlights.
Mm-hmm.
And you get to see what their glimpse of how good they can be. And then
Mm-hmm.
film shows you their negative aspects, but even just like their non-explosive plays that are meaningful.
Oh yeah. So I want to ask you this question, right?
Yeah.
All right, that was risky. Who do you compare him to? Oh, and
He's reminding me a lot of Harold Landry back when I watched him at Boston College.
Harold Landry, really?
Yeah. I mean, just at least play style.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't remember their both guys' measurements, but he seems to be just as explosive. He has the moves that he's pretty complete with his moves so far. Is involved in every play, just like Harold Landry was. And I don't know. There's this little thing that I kind of talked about with Rams House back when I was doing Levi on Zerike film.
Mm-hmm.
A D lineman also has like a little jolt when they kind of like hit a tackle when they're doing a pass rush. And this
Right.
guy has like a little jolt that he does every single time he does his little power move.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really watch that with Kayvon. Like when I did that film review on him yesterday,
Not
I
many
watched
hand
it.
moves.
Yeah, well, and he didn't. He didn't win his powers as much as I thought he should have.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it was because of size or just because his tackles are better than I think they are, but I don't know, man. This guy's a really fantastic player.
All right. Glad you're impressed with him so far.
Well, he's doing everything I like at D line. My number one importance actually isn't power. It's
It's
hand
his
moves.
hands.
If you're good at, yeah, because that's the thing that gets you to the next step in the NFL. Being powerful, that's what can make you elite if if you're good at hands.
Mm-hmm.
But the hand moves are the thing that makes a D lineman good. Like that's what
Yep.
makes Aaron Donald so good. Aaron Donald talked about it all the time is how much he uses his hands
Hmm.
over just pure power, and that's just power is just what puts you over the top.
And another example, T.J. Watt. T.J. Watt is really good with his hands, but he's he's got good strength, but not great strength. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, he doesn't have the power of Myles Garrett yet. He's out here getting an insane amount of sacks.
Hmm. He's almost beat straight hands record.
Yep. See if he wins Defensive Player of the Year this year.
Hmm.
He goes to Donald for like the third straight year.
I lose my shit. No offense to Donald, I think he's a great player.
Oh yeah,
it should go to TJ.
100%.
Oh, and
There he is.
run stuff again.
Yep. I was kind of worried he wouldn't be like much of a run stuffer. He seems to be in every run play.
Yep. But pass rush is definitely his forte, though.
Oh yeah. Which is kind of what you expect that in outside
And he
linebacker.
split it up too.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, that's kind of what you expect out of a 3-4 outside linebacker. Honestly, it's good for them to have good running abilities, but what you're expecting your D line and your linebackers to create most of the run stuffing abilities.
Right.
But even then, I still believe we can make it better. Charles Harris, for example, he was not a good run stuffer.
No, he was not.
But he's one of the top guys right now in run stuff percentage right now. So he's massively improved at that, and he's become a good pass rusher.
Yeah. See, majority of run plays, they're always going to go up the middle. So your inside linebackers and your defensive tackles got to be very, very active.
Your edges can only get you so far.
Right. Well, you could seal the edge. Absolutely. That's definitely important. 100%. But a lot of run plays are in the middle.
Yep. Which is the problem with like having an outside back and trying to run them up the middle all the time. Because for whatever reason, a lot of NFL teams try to do.
Yeah, no kidding.
Like Detroit kind of does that with Swift. But I don't think Swift is that good of a back. He definitely shouldn't be used as much as in the middle back as they use him as.
Oh, is that a pick? Oh, man.
Dang. He also had that near... Oh, never mind. That was Brandon Smith at the near interception versus Auburn.
You almost got the big against Auburn.
Yeah. So he just doesn't give up, even after like getting like kind of manhandled by that lineman there.
He didn't really I don't really consider that being manhandled though.
True. Just getting beat though.
Yeah,
He's able to get that coverage. Oh, welcome, Dr. Detroit. We are breaking down.
Boom!
Oh, jeez.
Arnold Ebekite.
Yeah, he's an edge out of Penn State, and he's doing a fantastic job. You know, right? I got what you meant, Dr. Detroit. But yeah, man, like this is some fantastic stuff. I mean, his numbers are great. His film is great. All right, see you in a second.
And he's making another play.
Yeah.
He's everywhere. I'm telling you, this guy would just be perfect for us.
Yeah. Like even if you don't focus on him, like he's there. I'm surprised this guy doesn't get talked about more.
Yeah, me too. I think everyone is just focused on Hutch Thibodeau. These guys get slept on. So I dug through, and there's not a massive drop off. There's really not.
Yeah. Well, and this guy's producing more than Thibodeau at a bigger conference. That's my main issue with Thibodeau is everyone's like, oh, Oregon doesn't have the world's best D line in football and all that, but Thibodeau also is playing in the Pac-12, which isn't as good as these other Big Ten, SEC edge rushers. And did you also know his statistics never really changed? He never showed any form of growth. He never had an explosive season, really. I mean,
right.
In fact, he regressed. His first season, he had 9 sacks, and the rest of the year, rest of his career, he never came close to that.
Right. Well, all this hype, I was expecting him to get gaudy sack numbers. He never really got those gaudy sack numbers.
He didn't get those insane pressure numbers either.
Yeah, I know. All right, where is he? Oh, he's out. Oh, he's not even in the play. He's not even in the game.
Yeah, I don't think they use him for heavy run plays by the looks of it.
It appears, and that's okay.
Yeah. Well, that's fine. That's what we do for Harris.
Right.
And I'm sure he can also get better at it. He definitely has the size and the moves to be getting around.
Oh, 100%. All right, he's on. Where is he at? I'm trying to find him.
Okay.
Oh, he's not even here.
Yeah,
he's not even in the game.
Yeah, this is just showing. The hard part is this one's just showing versus Penn State defense, not just him. I guess
right.
To watch Brandon Smith, who he's also caught my eye a couple times.
Yeah, I mean, Brandon Smith definitely caught my eye. I wanted to make sure. Yeah. I mean, Luke was kind of hyping him up a little bit too, and he was showing out. And this guy just kept on popping off.
I'm kind of surprised he likes Brandon Smith. Didn't he not like Micah Parsons? Because I feel like these two are very similar in that play style.
I don't think he liked Parsons because everyone was wanting the coverage linebacker, and Parsons isn't that.
Yeah. Yeah, but to be fair, we didn't really have a run stuffing or passing one either. That was the main issue I had with everyone saying they just wanted a coverage linebacker. Of course, also Alex Anzalone was honestly pretty dominant in coverage this year.
Yeah, he was, but we could definitely no offense to Alex Anzalone, but I think we could definitely upgrade that position.
100%. Our linebackers are not sustainable for the future.
Yeah. Now, if you go out and get Brandon Smith with Derek Barnes, you're in some pretty good shape because I'm thinking Smith will be your cover backer.
Yep, and he seems to be pretty good at it. There's another guy named Chad Mumma. I don't know if you've watched his film yet. But
no, I haven't. I'll look at his film, though.
Yeah. He's my top coverage linebacker in here. He kind of honestly, he seems like a perfect carbon copy of Logan Wilson from Cincinnati.
Mm-hmm.
So that'd be pretty nice to have. But the thing is, I do kind of want a linebacker who's good at all three things. And I think
they put him out, and he's getting the pressure.
Jeez. I wonder if maybe he just got tired, too. Maybe they just gave him a break.
I have no idea.
Wow.
All right, what are you saying?
I think maybe he was just maybe taking a break or a rest or something. Man, Penn State has a lot of dropped interceptions.
They do.
Holy crap!
Stuff in a run. He's everywhere.
He really is. This guy really could be a guy for the future. Huh?
I think so.
I really just hope Brad Holmes is involved for the hype.
Yeah, I agree, but when you follow Brad Holmes and you follow the transactions of the Detroit Lions, it doesn't say they're going after those two DNs. It's saying a lot of linebacker and safety.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I hope Hamilton's that guy.
Well, yeah, I hope so too.
I just really hope they realize that edge is not as much of a need as people are making it out to be.
Right. Honestly, if you think about this too, they get Hamilton. It helps with bringing in heavy pressure, so they blitz Barnes more and stuff like that. Just something.
I do think Barnes needs to step up. Campbell also talked about that too.
Yeah. I mean, he's not wrong.
Well, he was always kind of raw to me, so
yeah.
We'll see if he improves next year. And he's not doing too bad as a run stuffer, but you want to have a talented guy out there. I think Wisconsin just always seems to have a good running game. Although they can never seem to find that quarterback that can get them over the top.
All right, is he on the field? Nah.
Right when he's on. Oh, never mind. He's right there.
Oh, yep. Oh, I think he's over. Oh, he's covering.
Wow.
And he's on his guy.
He's pretty good about that.
He's
I've
really good
actually
about
noticed him
that.
pop up. I think he has a couple pass defense. Hold on, let me.
No, you're absolutely right, Doc.
Arnold.
We need to build a line still. We need to replace Flowers for the Flowers for sure. Yeah, absolutely. This is a
Yeah.
good draft to do it.
Yeah. Oh, I was wrong. This guy didn't have just 9 sacks. He had 9.5. He was half a sack away from 10 this year.
Mm-hmm.
He had 62 tackles and 2 forced fumbles. He has 5 career forced fumbles. That is neat.
I'm thinking this guy would be perfect for us. So, and, I mean, it's possible, but it's kind of hard to do that with. I mean, it's easier to do that if you're picking at 2. At 1, you're screwed. You're not going to trade down with 1.
Well, here's the thing. This isn't really a draft that I think there's going to be much trading up or trading down.
Because no quarterbacks.
There's no quarterback. Someone's going to trade their life savings for an edge, especially because I don't think Kayvon's worth a trade. He appears to
Mm-hmm.
be considered edge number 1, and I don't know. I just don't think there's anybody really worth trading up for other than Kyle Hamilton. But again, I don't think a team would have to probably give up like a life savings in order to move up to 2, which is where we're probably locked in as.
Doc, this is Arnold Ebekite out of Penn State.
Yeah, here, I'll pull up his thing out here. And Temple has a bad habit of having their top guys leave them because they also lost Quincy Roche the other day. He's like their top edge guy. Here he is, Dr. Detroit. So PFF also had him at what did I say? Was it 32 hurries in Discord? Wasn't that it? I think it was 32 hurries. And yeah.
Oh, he's got that typical edge size. He's almost 260.
Yep. He actually, I think that's Thibodeau's size or something. See, that was 258.
Exactly, Doc.
258. I was wrong. So yeah, he's not anything too different. Average edge size. I do not care about Microsoft. So if I look up on here,
Ebekite. Ebekite or Ebekite. Either or.
yeah. I would play sounds, but every time I play sounds, I get copyrighted. So
Right, exactly. Yeah, don't do that.
yeah, so that's the main issues.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the average height for defensive end / outside linebacker is, for linebacker, it's 244 pounds. I'm assuming this is metric. Why is this in metric for the height? It says 75.22 for defensive. I mean 75.82 and 74.04. I don't know why. Oh, it's inches. Okay, it's just pure inches for some reason. So the average height for a defensive end is 75.82 inches. And average height for a linebacker is 74.04 inches.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll have to calculate that later and see how much that is in inches. And weight is 278 and 99 and 244. So I imagine linebacker is more accurate since this one doesn't show outside linebacker on here. So he fits the entire bill.
Doc, I like him because we need an outside pass rushing linebacker. So in our system, it's like our defensive end. So left end, outside linebacker, and he's got the hand move. He's like a Harold Landry. So if you like Harold Landry, you probably like this guy too.
Yeah, I'll have to probably check with Ram's house because he watched every snap. I only got to watch like his last year film.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and this guy can be had in the 3rd and 4th round. So
yeah, well,
food for thought.
Yeah. If he is there, I honestly think he could also be a late second. That's my only concern because I think his film is 2nd round talent.
Oh, 100%. And he's going to test well. He's definitely going to test well.
100%. I think he could. And here's my thing: I'm still fine with picking an edge in the second round. I mean, I'm 100% fine with that. This guy, if he can fall to the third, like you're talking about,
if he falls to the third, you sprint to the podium.
Oh yeah, 100%. Well, here's my thing: you can address the other issues in there. So, say you pick Hamilton second overall. I've seen apparently Hamid Gardner's supposed to fall to us at the Rams pick a lot of times. You can draft a Hamid Gardner. You add him in, and you got yourself a fantastic secondary. And then second round, you can draft your receiver or your linebacker, whoever you want. Personally, I like a guy named Chad Mumma, who I think we can get with our comp pick.
Right.
And then you can either get
Brandon Smith is there, wouldn't you take him?
Brandon Smith. Depends on what receiver is available.
Right. I think Pickens will be available too in the third.
My concern is Pickens had that injury.
But he came back in the season, though.
It's true. I don't know, man. The thing is, I want that more complete receiver.
Oh, trust me, Dak. We already know.
Yeah.
So you want to dive into Kyle Hamilton? You want to go? So do you want to check out his film against Michigan, or do you want to go look at Kyle Hamilton film, like the Florida State film?
I'll just pull up Kyle Hamilton stuff.
Florida State.
Yeah. Here's some.
So are you impressed?
Oh, I'm very impressed. I kind of want this guy now. The only guy who I think is really competing with him in my head right now is Sam Williams out of Ole Miss.
Yeah, but does Sam Williams has like the pass rush moves that guy had?
No, I don't think he does. Yeah, all right. Oops, that is not the thing I was looking for. Okay, the link I have for... Yep, here it is. There we go. I just had to put it into Google instead of my YouTube search bar.
So I got good news on Godwin. That's the guy I wanted too, like Chris Godwin from the Bucks. Apparently his ACL surgery went well, and he has no meniscus tear. So that's a good sign.
Well, my thing is, I do wonder if Godwin would even fit the scheme, though. He kind of played air raid, and he did have two quarterbacks who fitted that system, Brady and Winston. And he's never played number one.
I think he's a great blocker, though.
That's true. I don't know. I want that guy who does everything really well. But the problem is, there's not really a guy who does that really amazingly well. But the one guy I think that is really popping off to me is a guy who does at least everything well, and then it's like a minimal, okay, deep threat. Is Drake London. But I also question if he's a Goff fit, and so we have to go to, again, Rams House is the ultimate Goff guru, so I'm going to see if he even fits him.
Right. So, Doc, what do you think of Arnold Ebekite?
Let's see if he gets it. I tell him get ready for the great Stafford letdown in the first round. LOL, they all get fired up. Dude, Rams has actually been calling the Stafford fall.
He really did.
Yeah, he was saying that like when I was talking about Goff in the summer, and he's been so right about that. What? 6'4".
No, absolutely. You're absolutely right, Doc. You're absolutely right. That's why I've been saying, go after. You take your safety, and you take your linebacker in the first round, and then you take your wide out with your Ebekite can possibly be found taken in the third or fourth round.
At most, he's a late second. So, yeah, actually, we've already kind of reviewed Kyle Hamilton. I think everyone's probably watched this FSU game, but after this one, there's a guy who I think could actually maybe fit the bill.
All right, what you got? What's the position?
His name's Jalen Fulbert.
Let's do it. So,
yeah, after we watch this one, that's a guy who I remember. I think he ran a 4.340, I think. It was a 4.43. Never mind. It was a 4.43, not 4.33. But he's a pretty fast guy, and he's 6'3", 190 pounds. The only problem is he did play at South Alabama, so I don't know if it's the reason he was so productive was because he played at the South Alabama competition.
Right. I'm glad you like. Glad you like him back. Yeah.
Yeah.
That one play, that one pick from Florida State was just phenomenal. You know what I'm talking about, or did you not go through this film?
I've actually gone through this. I actually watched this game with Hungry Panda Studios one time.
Oh,
I didn't
really?
watch it with him, but me and him were both watching at the same time and making a
Like
comment.
this right here. Like he went through, went on the other side of the field and picked it off on the right side.
Here, let's see if we can follow that. I keep thinking that number 6 guy is JOK because I used to watch this film a lot. I remember it's not.
I say
Man,
yes.
I really want JOK. Nice,
Yeah, I
fantastic.
mean, I kind of did too. Yeah, I kind of did too. I was like, when we tried to leave, I was like, wait, who is this guy?
Oh, I knew who Levi was, and I liked him, especially after I watched him filming him. But I was kind
Mm-hmm.
of thinking, I knew, especially when Aleem was available in the third round, and I don't know, there was a couple of guys I liked a little bit more than Levi.
Mm-hmm.
Choices, Joe, should we sign Chris Godwin?
I say yes.
I I don't know. It my biggest thing is at least his injury was okay, but Chris Godwin was the number 2 receiver in Tampa, so I don't really know how he would fare against number 1 corners because
Mm-hmm.
he was always facing number 2s and dominating them. And so, if I don't know how he would do against number 1 corners all the times because he always had Mike Evans. I don't think Mike Evans has missed a single game in his career, has he?
No, he hasn't. But like, he's the number one wide receiver. He's 6'3". He's very good with separation.
Yep,
I
which is
mean, he's a dang good wide receiver.
yep, he really is. But I don't know. It's just I don't know if I want to pay for because I think Chris Godwin's going to be expensive, and I don't know if I want to
I
pay
agree. Well, it
for
depends like how much.
I don't know because
No, go ahead.
because
My bad.
I want to. Yes, sir. If I'm going to pay for a big time like number 1 receiver, I want him to produce. Because remember, Kenny Galladay was an insane receiver, and he's just not worked out for New York. So I'm just not comfortable
Well,
paying for number 1
yeah.
receivers.
My problem with Galladay, he never got separation. He never did. It was always Stafford fitting a tight, deep ball every time.
Yeah,
See, look at this. Bang.
fantastic play.
Mm-hmm.
E-Man got that face cam. So I might as well just do it because I'm show off my suit I got. So she's Kyle Hamilton's just so good. Okay, but literally, I can't emphasize it enough. Size doesn't really matter too much to me when it comes to a safety. The thing that makes me love a safety is play recognition, and both those picks were him seeing what was going to happen before the play happened, and he recognized it and picked it off.
Mm-hmm. But
That
being
that's fantastic.
6'5", 220, is makes it even better. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And and can run like the wind like that.
Hmm. Dang, Taylor, this man. Hey, this man actually compared himself, I think, a bit to Sean Taylor.
Hey, we gotta take him with that. I don't care. Positional value goes out the window for me this draft
Yep.
when it comes to a player like this.
Yep. Jeez. Okay. Don't draft number 3. Remember that, boys. He got burned. Hamilton was on that play though.
He was. He was a little late there. So
Yeah.
if you gotten there a little more
He was
earlier, I
stopping the
mean,
guy on the right side of the field who was apparently getting open, but the quarterback turned his head and threw it. That was just good eye coordination by the QB.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
Gee, the number 22 guy was fast there though. That was a great route by him. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm just so hyped up on Kyle Hamilton. I think we should draft him.
Me too. He's 100% worth the hype.
Hmm.
And if you think
Normally,
about it too, you remember when Harris? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
my biggest thing is like I'm also a positional guy value. Like that was the only concern I had of drafting Sewell at making him a right tackles. Right tackles weren't generally considered top 10 worthy. But when a guy is generational enough, he's worth it. I think Sewell's been fantastic since moving the right tackle and totally worth it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, 100%.
So Troy says, could this guy possibly be there on the Rams pick? I doubt you're talking about Hamilton. Arnold would definitely be available there, but he's not gonna. I don't think he's a first round guy. Well, I think actually, just about any other draft, I feel like he'd be late first because if Odafe away or whatever or away could be
Mm-hmm.
first round, like I feel like Arnold would have been first.
Oh, 100%. No, Troy, this guy can be had in the third or fourth round.
Yeah.
I prefer third.
Jeez. Okay, so
He really was.
Huh? My biggest thing for safety is when also, well, not my biggest thing. One of the things I love about safety is when his name isn't called on for a bad reason and not a single play I just witnessed there. He did a really bad thing. Mm-hmm. That's impressive. All right, so Jalen Fulbert. So he has good size, some pretty good speed. Let's see.
Oh, and another thing too. Remember when Harris lost his footing when he was trying to cover Gerald Everett?
Mm.
That's a pick when it's Kyle Hamilton. Kyle Hamilton gets in position and picks that ball off.
Yeah. Oh, that's an entire team. Whoops.
So that takes a touchdown away from Seattle. In my opinion.
Yeah. All right. So here's Jalen Fulbert's. We just put a link in for his description. Bam. So that way I don't get copyrighted. So here's a link for this guy's video. So this is his highlights. This is just kind of his hype plays from this here. See how fast this guy is on game speed? This is just his first play. He's fast.
All right. Who is he?
His name's Jalen Fulbert. I think.
Right. What's the number? I need it. Wish I could
Number
see that.
number 8.
Number 8.
Yeah.
Oh, there's him. Okay. Oh, these are highlights.
Yeah, these are just highlights. So this is just his high end plays.
All right. Oh my God! Yep, wide open, bang, touchdown.
Yep. Well, he's fast.
Burner.
Yeah. The one thing I do think he does have concerns about is drop issues, from what I've heard.
Okay.
I think he had 2 versus Tennessee.
Okay. Well,
but I do think that can be fixed because Amon-Ra struggled with drops as well in college.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't really an issue this year. I don't know why he was wearing the number 5 this time, but jeez, South Alabama's poor camera quality though. Look how open he was.
That's insane. That's insane.
That's like 5 yards of separation, man.
Mm-hmm.
The only question mark I really have for him, is he good because he's playing, South Alabama competition?
Right. Well, is he playing the Senior Bowl?
I think he is. Yeah.
All right. We'll get to see what he looks like against real corners. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That isn't actually. Let me make sure he's a senior. Jalen.
Well, check the Senior Bowl list too. See if he's there.
Yeah.
Looks like he's wearing 0.
Yeah, I don't know. ESPN list says me.
That's a good grab.
Oh, so I think he might have been a redshirt freshman. Despite him playing 4 years, he's listed as a junior in ESPN.
Oh, he can still come out.
Yeah.
So he's a redshirt junior?
I think so, because it says he's played 4 years, but it listed him as a junior. Senior Bowl, 22 players. So here's a tracker for the Senior Bowl list. There's a lot of quarterbacks. Sam Howell, Pickett, Ritter, Strong, Willis, Zappi.
I do like me some Zappi, though. I wouldn't mind him as the backup.
I wouldn't either. Especially if he's available 5th or 6th round.
Mm-hmm. Oh, dude, that's a robbery.
Yeah. Ow. Yeah, no, he's not. He's not on here. A couple of the players I didn't know were seniors around here though.
Did he declare? Did he declare?
Yeah, Jalen Fulbert declared.
Okay, all right. He should go to the Senior Bowl though,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Isn't Senior Bowl only really for seniors?
No, I think Hutchinson's a junior and he's participating in it.
Oh, geez, look how much separation this guy gets. But he just has so much speed, man.
Oh, I definitely would, Troy. I definitely would. I would not blink. I would not blink an eye too.
Yeah. Well, this is exactly what Lions need: a guy who can do yak, get separation, and be open deep.
Mm-hmm.
And if I honestly kind of trust our staff to develop him because they made
Oh,
him run around look
100%.
good. Cephas made a huge burst before getting hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And really, the only reason I don't think there was huge development among our receivers was because we didn't have anybody that really had a ceiling to get better, like Leon
Right.
did.
Well, besides
Benson,
Amon Ra,
yeah, Benson
was
can
better
stay
this game.
active. And also, I think Benson was just a pure desperation move. I'm honest with you.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that.
Student Hilbert versus CCU. I don't know who CC. Oh, this is Coastal. Okay, this is an actual. This is a good team. Coastal's a good defense. I know this because I
They
was
were ranked for a
studying.
little bit until they got beat by Appalachian.
That's true. And also they had. I actually figured out that they're pretty good defense because I was looking into what's his name, Grayson McCall, I believe.
Oh, I do like me. I did like me some Grayson McCall.
Yeah,
He,
although
I think
I
he
think he's
outdueled
leaning back.
Wilson.
So this is a really pretty good for him. Jeez, he broke that guy's ankles hardcore. I like how that old lineman tried to block the D lineman. Uh, I just find it hilarious when the small guys try to block the big D lineman.
Mm-hmm.
See, the thing that I'm loving about this guy is also a big thing for Goff is yak receivers, and this guy he seems to have it.
Oh, 100%. Now I'm wondering how well he's going to test though.
Hmm. I think he's probably going to be the guy who has like a good 40, maybe a good vertical, and that'll be the things that highlight him out. But I don't think he'll have an insane one.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause I bet you he's going to run a faster 40 than he did because he was in high school when he had that 4.43.
Oh,
So I agree.
100%.
So he'll probably have like a high 4.3 40 time, unless like he didn't really focus too much on building
I
up his
mean, I could
40.
see 4.5, 4.4.
Hmm,
I mean, I could be wrong though.
it's true. His game
But if
speed's fantastic. That's not my thing. Is 40 times can also be really deceiving. Like Amon Ra looks a lot faster in the game than he does in his 40 time.
yeah, his 40 time was like a low 4.5.
Hmm.
But yeah, he tested okay,
Hmm.
but it was the game film that probably jumped out to Holmes and Campbell.
Hmm. This guy's just good. I like Jalen Fulbert. He's
Yeah, me
available
too.
in the He's available in the third.
There you go, man. Let's just take him. Let's take
Yeah.
him of Arnold.
A really ideal scenario, honestly, would be Hamilton, Gardner, Smith, Arnold, Tolbert.
Oh my God. Whew. That's a
I don't know if he
damn good
will
draft.
because I do know he's kind of projected to go early third, maybe late second. But I
Who,
wouldn't
Smith
mind.
or who?
Tolbert, he's projected to kind of go like late third.
Well, we're gonna have two. We're gonna have 2 third-round picks. We're gonna have a comp, and we're gonna have
Hmm.
our own picks. So we can use that one on him.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if he'll be a first rounder. My only thing is, I could maybe see it switched around a bit. If if the Lions truly feel like Jalen Tolbert will not be available in past the second or early third, you select Tolbert second round, and there's a guy named Chad Mumma. Like I can't tell you enough how much I like Chad Mumma or Mumma, however you pronounce his last name.
Mm-hmm.
He's really good, and I could see us getting him in the late third, and just getting Arnold.
Yeah.
'Cause
Well, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
because Chad has 142 tackles, 1.5 sacks, and 3 interceptions, and 2 of them have been pick sixes.
Hmm.
So he's a really productive player, especially in coverage.
Right.
And
Well, I think this is a very top heavy linebacker class.
yep, 100%. And so yeah,
So, if I was the GM, I'm taking Hamilton, with my second overall pick. So I'm going to take him. I take, I might say fuck it and take Smith with that. If maybe Lloyd might be there too, so I might be take Smith or Lloyd, and then I probably take Gardner.
hmm,
Then we take Arnold. Take Arnold and Tolbert. That's an
yeah,
A+ draft, in my opinion.
100%. And that's not even counting like the later rounds where you can get like developmental player.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, half of my thing that makes me like so relaxed about drafting this year, unlike when I was like another Bob Quinn, is I trust Brad Holmes to make the right choice
Oh, me too.
because I mean he did something that took Bob Quinn and like Mayhew honestly a lot of drafts to do. He had more than one good player in that draft.
Right.
Because if you in the last 3 drafts, Quinn's had at least one good player. 2018 he had Ragnow, and then 2019 he had Hawk. 2020 he had at least. Oh geez, 2020 was not as successful as it initially was.
No,
But he
that
lost.
I'm sorry. That 2020 draft was just terrible.
It was really promising at first, like its rookie year, and then like it just collapsed this year.
Right.
Geez, Okuda bust. Swift has not lived up to expectations.
Oh,
Julian can't stay healthy,
I remember
and he's
2018 had a lot of promise too because you had Ragnow that was balling.
yep
You had
carry
Pan
on.
was absolutely going off that year.
Yep, and
Uh,
you had that, and then we unfortunately had to fail, and unfortunately all those guys failed. Carry on had injury issues. Hand couldn't stay healthy. I mean, someone
mm-hmm.
blew on him, and awful. And then 2019, all he had was Hawk. 2020, I guess the only player you could say that was really good was Jonah Jackson.
Mm-hmm. It really was.
Yeah, that's probably the only guy I can think of. And so,
Yeah,
only
Jonah was only the really good one in that class.
yeah. And then 2018, at least he had Walker.
Right.
And
He's
then, oh, yeah, that was really it. That was the only really good Bob Quinn picks.
mm-hmm. Now Mayhew had a solid draft. Remember, I think it was
20, 2013.
2017. No, 2013 or 2012 when he drafted Ziggy, Slay, and Warford.
Yeah. Yeah, that was and that was his only good draft. Again,
It really was.
Mayhew's been a lot better at drafting in Washington than he was in Detroit, so
Yeah.
it's something for him. Oh, welcome to the live toxic world. 2020 was draft 21. I think 2021's been our best draft in like since 2013. I think it's our best class since then.
100%.
Because here's the thing, Sewell's only going to get better. Lee McNeil's only going to get better. Amon-Ra's only going to get better. I think if he's going to get better, while he is getting beaten this year, he's been like in every single. He hasn't gotten burned in
Right.
really many of them. He's been right in the set. Like for example, that Kyle Pitts catch that should not have been caught. That
Mm-hmm.
was just a fantastic play by Kyle Pitts.
Right. Well,
I
like
think
I said, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I think he'll just get better and all that. Yeah.
Right. Well, like I said in the Discord, like he's in position every time. He's not getting cooked for 5 to 20 yards every play.
Mm. And he was always a project. I mean, that's why he even fell to the third round, is he was so raw,
Right.
productive. And I think he's the type of guy that could develop into cornerback one. Granted, I still think we should take Gardner and have Iffy at cornerback two, if
Right.
if he can beat out Amani,
Mm-hmm.
and then have that. But honestly, the only spot I'm really concerned about for a cornerback spot, especially if we draft Gardner, is slot, because AJ Parker, I don't think he's that guy. And I do think this though, even if we do have to stick with Parker, I do think he would play better if
Mm-hmm.
we get Hamilton, Gardner, Iffy, better pass rush, and all that. But yeah, so that's just Jalen Fulbert's first film. I I do not know how he did versus Tennessee. I do believe he had 2 drops versus Tennessee when I watched him.
Oh, he played against Tennessee?
Yeah,
All right, I mean, that's promising. This is a SEC school.
yeah. If he is playing with South Alabama, I don't know how good the QB is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my word! For whatever reason, my StreamYard is not letting me just change it up. Okay, well, this is by Devi to Dynasty Football, guys. This is his channel. Look up Devi to Dynasty Football. Jalen Fulbert versus Tennessee. Okay.
I like how they got him circled, too. It makes it a lot easier to point him out.
Yep. Okay. Geez, that number 2 guy is really aggressive. I'm kind of surprised you didn't get a PI there.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say, too. Holy, awful lot of jersey on that.
Yeah.
So do I, Toxic World.
Yeah. Oh, wow, that man. Dude, his quarterback just biffed that. That was a clear touchdown, wide open, and he threw it
Dang.
to the ground. This
Mm-hmm.
reminds
Golf
me
would
of like
probably give him a better ball than that.
I agree. Yeah, maybe even Tim Boyle would have thrown a better pass there.
I don't think Tim Boyle will make that pass. I'm sorry.
Dude, Tim Boyle. I don't get why Campbell likes him so much.
They really don't trust Blah for some odd reason. I don't understand why.
I guess it's because he wasn't ever that good during his lone season as a starter.
Can't be better.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, here's his first drop. This is the guy named B. Schwartz was telling me about this.
Mm-hmm.
Catchable ball, but was thrown pretty high. Can't really fault him for that too much, but he should have caught that.
Oh, yeah.
Man, his quarterback's just Keaton Slovis.
Again, he's open. Like, it was a solid comeback route.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, that was
Oh, wow.
Oh, here he goes.
Wow.
Oh, he's probably going to go all the way.
Now, that's a burner right there. Yeah, this guy, there's no need to trade for Brandon Cooks. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, my big thing is Cooks is old. If you want to have long-term stability.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I don't even know how much Houston would be asking for him. Anything past a third would be too much for me.
Yeah, they ask him for too much. Like, for example, they're asking for how many picks for Deshaun Watson?
Yeah. Yeah. I like this guy, too. And, yeah. He's a really nice.
Yeah. This guy paired with Arnold, a solid third-round pick.
Hmm. Well, and I don't know. There's a lot of good linebackers in this class, too. This is a pretty underrated linebacker class, too.
It is.
There's a guy named Brian Asuma who I think has some good athletic traits, who I think could be a good player. There's Chad Mumma, there's Brian Smith, there's Devin Lloyd, N'Kobe Dean.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Quay Walker.
Yeah, I like Quay Walker as well.
He rocked core on that one play. Holy cow!
Yeah. Do you want to do your own little mock here?
Sure, why not? Let's go for it.
Yeah. Here, so you can pull up your own Google, and I think it can share, so that way, like, I'm not clicking it for you and all that, and you can't see perfectly well on my screen because sometimes StreamYard doesn't.
Oh, I don't have like Pro Football Network or anything like that.
Pro Football Network, you don't have to pay for their mock draft simulators. It's just perfectly free. Like, I can just click on it right there, and it doesn't even ask you for payment. But here, I'll just do first 5 rounds. I already don't think the 6th or 7th is really.
All right, hold on. How do I do this?
Okay, so you just go on Google, and you just try Pro Football Network
I
mock
couldn't
draft
hear you.
simulator. What? And then it should show up on your little bottom screen for mute, stop cam mic, and share. And then you'll click on share.
I'm about to join back, and I can't hear you.
Oh, you can't hear me? Okay. Yeah. Dun 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 dun. So, who's your guys' top prospects, by the way?
All right, I'm back in. Yeah,
Can you hear me?
I don't understand what happened there.
Can you hear me now, or is everything good?
Yeah, everything's good now.
Okay. But yeah, here, actually, I'll just send you the link to how to get to a mock draft here. A private chat, and it should just let you do it unless you're using like a phone. It'd be too hard for you or something.
How many picks we talking here?
You can do as many as you want, and you can. It should just let you screen share if you go to your mute, stop cam, cam mic, share little bar at the bottom, and if you click share, and you go to, and it's going to ask you to share screen, and you go to your
Okay.
yeah. Don't use the first one because the first one's just gonna show up like so many windows. So like, don't go to the entire screen. Go to your third one that will either say Google, Microsoft Edge tab, or whatever search engine you use for your third one, and that should let you do what you want. And if not, I can just pull up myself, and that should. Oh, and he's gone. Who's your top draft picks, everyone? Like, what's your top guys in this draft? I think everyone's just about on the Hamilton train by now. Welcome back, my guy.
Yeah, yeah. You just do it.
Okay. We can do how many rounds you want? How many rounds you want to do?
You want to go 5?
Sure. 5. Bam. Bam.
All right.
Pick
Wow.
your.
Yeah, I can figure that too. Give me Kyle Hamilton.
Okay. Can you see well, or I need to increase the?
All right. Wow. Dean is still there. Dean is
Yeah.
still there.
Also, I have a couple offers if you want to look at them.
Hmm.
This is a first and a fourth, plus a third to move out. That's a terrible deal. You interested in the offers? Or
I mean, that first sounds pretty intriguing. But like, do I get like my other first round pick?
Yeah, you get it. So no, you give up your 30th, which is your first round pick, in exchange for a 40th pick and a 71st.
Right. So I'm trading out of the first round then.
Yeah, you'd only move
Out.
down 10 spots,
All right.
and you would also fill the early second.
I'm gonna see what linebackers are available. Dude, Dean is still there. He's just staring at me in the face. Same thing with Smith. That's hard.
100%. Where's available at corner?
Wait, what are we looking at in the corners? I'm gonna go back to corners real quick.
It's Trent McDuffie, Darian Kendrick, Roger McCary, Kyler Gordon, Martin Emerson.
Yeah. We'll go linebackers. Dude, that's hard. Like N'Kobe Dean, I like both of those guys. You know what? I'm gonna go Smith.
You're gonna go Smith over Dean, all right?
I don't know. Like something about like, can he really produce if he doesn't have Jordan Davis? That's my thing
true.
for me.
All right, who do you win in round 2?
All right. So, can you look at corners for me real quick?
Yes, sir.
McDuffie.
You and McDuffie?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Your guy's right there.
Yep. No brainer. I told you.
Yeah. Oh, dang. Looks like Tolbert got picked. There's nice Smith. Ooh, Shakir. And Pickens.
Do you want who's this? Who's I'll take Shakir. I'll take Shakir.
Okay.
All right.
In your positional spots. This guy was pretty explosive in the bowl game.
Who was that?
This guy, Siaki Aika. Could be.
Man. So I already picked a wide receiver. I already filled up all our needs pretty much.
Hmm.
You want to check quarterback?
Yep. Here you go. JT Daniels. Isn't he coming back, actually? He said he's I thought JT Daniels was not going to declare.
Go guard.
Go guard. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That LSU guard was still there.
Hmm. Yeah, I can show you like the little top position guys.
Oh my god, that tackle, dude! That tackle that beat up on Hutchinson is still there.
Mary Salayer.
Yeah.
You go him. He'd be a fantastic swing tackle. I don't want to see Matt Nelson ever again. So it could go him.
I guess I'll go him.
Okay. And here's your draft. Kyle Hamilton, Brandon Smith, Trent McDuffie, and Arnold, and Khalil Shakir. And Jamari.
I'd probably give it a good B+.
I agree. Probably would have liked a better receiver, but Shakir's really good. I think he's an underrated player.
Yeah, but if Tolbert was there, I probably would have picked him. I'd probably go A- if Tolbert was there. But the first half, I think we got generational players like for the first half, you know what I mean?
All right. Here, I'm going to do my own little 5-round mock draft here real quick. See if I can get here. Hamilton.
Hey, Kyle Hamilton.
That is so unrealistic. There is no way Garrett Wilson will be available with the 30th overall pick. I'm not even going to do that because I just know it's irrealistic. Let's see. I do think Traylon Burks might fall. So that's tempting. It's not really. We're not going to guard because it's going to be interesting to see if. It's going to be interesting to see if we do drop Big V. If we drop Big V, I could see us getting one of these two guys.
Mm-hmm.
And
Troy,
I'm just not going to go
the defensive end we did film on probably takes care of like those two defensive ends that we would get.
I don't know how, but somehow I made my. I don't even know how I did this, but somehow I made my other tab go up for my StreamYard. I'll be back in a second. Give me a moment.
Dan, you still in here?
There we go. All right. Yeah, I think I agree. I'm going to go linebacker here. Looks like Brandon Smith's available. I don't. Oh, man, this is tempting. Traylon Burks, second round.
I would go Burks. Definitely go Burks.
Yeah, go Burks here.
He falls that far. That's a robbery, in my opinion.
I agree. Get Arnold.
Ooh, Damone Clark.
I don't know anything about Damone. Oh. Physical traits, excellent science.
Yeah, Troy did not like my draft at all.
He tackles for loss and 4.5 sacks, Richard Wilcox. How's he produced this year? Damone Clark. I just saw a thing on there when I was looking up. Oh man, he was productive this year. He had 136 tackles, 5.5 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, an interception, 3 pass defense. 6'3", 245. All right, I'm drafting Damone Clark then. And then I'll try to draft a guard here because you want a good rotational guard. Oh, I was really excited for Caden Mays there. I think it's
in the second round, that's a robbery in my opinion, Doc.
Yeah, Cole Strange, Matt. Well, Doc, I don't understand why you're devaluing our receivers.
He's not. I'm thinking we need defense a lot more than we do a receiver, in my opinion.
I don't know, man. Look how bad our offense was, even though we had a good run game. Well, not a good run game, but good enough run game to win games. And we don't even know if Josh Reynolds is returning. So all it leaves us is with Amon-Ra St. Brown. I do know Dr. Detroit. Oh, it's Detroit Lions on the prowl. He doesn't think that Amon-Ra really is that amazing a receiver. He's just a product of high target share. And so that means he thinks we have an average receiver. That means we're going to be losing Reynolds. That means we don't have a number one receiver. That's just screwing around. That's just screwing off Goff again. We're going to see the whole thing that we saw this first half of the season. I think receiver is our top priority this season. It's a deep receiver draft because your offense got to be good, or defense. I mean, our defense held Arizona to 12 points. It's a pretty solid defense. You don't need to fix everything in our defense an immediate issue. And so, and also there's something to talk about free agency. Yes, receiver way more than receiver. We can get a receiver. There are none in this draft that moves the needle. I don't know. Treylon Burks freaking has everything, man. If he can just fix his drop issues.
Every receiver has some type of drop issues.
Yeah. Cole Strange, offensive coordinator. I don't know how good he is. Matt Bedford. I don't know how good he is. I'm just going to go with the highest ranked guard here. Okay, so this draft I got Kyle Hamilton, Brandon Smith, Treylon Burks, Arnold, Damone Clark, and Cole Strange.
That's an A+ draft, in my opinion.
I like this draft, man.
I really do.
I'll just see how good Cole Strange is, but this would be my ideal draft day scenario.
All right, people in the chat, what do you give it?
Yeah, last year's receivers are a lot better. Actually, past the first round, there wasn't really any good receivers other than Monroe. Terrence Marshall, my guy, hasn't done anything. And there hasn't been really a second round or third round guys. This receiver draft is still stacked. Garrett Wilson, fantastic. And, yeah, I don't know, man. It's just pretty fantastic, man, to see that all those guys. I mean, just Damone Clark guy seems really dang productive. And if he tests well at the combine, I could even see his stock rise and all that. So that's pretty good. So let me check something that real quick that I think is a little bit of a surprising thing that he keeps saying. Treylon Burks. How many drops does Treylon Burks have? I don't really remember seeing that many drops of Treylon Burks. I remember him only having like 3 this year. Also, drops can be fixed, man. Amon-Ra St. Brown had drop issues, and he only had like 2 this year. DK Metcalf had some drop issues as well.
Yeah, what? Hold on. No, we don't.
Back in college, he did. I think he had like 5 in his final season, even though he barely even played.
No. I'm looking at this comment. It says Hamilton takes plays. No, we don't.
Hamilton takes plays off. I don't remember seeing a single play where I saw Hamilton. I haven't watched all of his games this year, and granted, apparently James has, but I've watched his Florida State game and all these other guys. Um, all that. So Troy says B minus. I like Burks and Clarks. Have you seen film on Arnold, Troy? Because truthfully, I don't think having that top edge is really an issue.
Right.
It's that top edge is just not the need I initially was even thought that even I thought. Actually, Troy, tell me who you would want that second pick or first pick, whatever, whether it be Thibs or Hutch. Those are probably one of your guys. I imagine it's going to be Thibs. But I just don't know about this, man. Hamilton with I haven't seen him really take plays off. He seems to be in every single.
I don't see him slacking off. What do you mean he takes plays off? That's crazy. I see Thibodeau taking more dang plays off, in my opinion.
Yeah. I can't come around on Hamilton.
He is nowhere near Okuda.
No, Okuda was a player who was on a fantastic pass rush, a fantastic defense.
Mm-hmm.
And more importantly, he really wasn't that much of a ball hog guy.
Exactly, and, Doc. Huh? Keep talking.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I watched every single snap of Okuda in pass coverage, and I came around with I want Derek Brown or Isaiah Simmons over him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I liked Okuda. I thought he was a good player, but I didn't think, he was worth a number 3 pick, and I didn't think he was this generational Jalen Ramsey that everyone's trying to claim he was. Kyle Hamilton is, right now, he's probably my highest graded defensive player I have ever scouted. And I'm not going to pass on him for edges that aren't really all that elite, and I don't know, man. He didn't have anything really, a lot of flaws. I didn't see any of these no play. The only thing I think that you could have wanted to see a bit more from Kyle is I didn't think he was like a speedster safety, but you don't really expect that from a guy at his size.
Oh, dude, like he went from one side of the field to another. That's pretty speedy to me.
I still think he's a burner, but he's still good at it. His pursuit is fantastic. Like his interception versus Florida State, that was a pure example of him. That I think honestly half of also makes up for him not being super speedy. It's how freaking long his arms are, man. Like, it's freaking longer than my table at probably.
Yeah, no kidding.
It's pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And so Troy says he's not good, but he needs to. He's not saying he's not good, but he needs to be Ed Reed level good for it to be worth it.
He kind of is.
I'm sorry, man. This guy's considered generational. I mean, he's probably the number. I mean, he's probably the number 1 safety in the last 3 drafts. I mean, he is fantastic.
Oh, Doc, I definitely can see him being Charles Woodson, Deion Sanders type level.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there's one comment I really like from Dr. Detroit. He said, we have the luxury of picking what we want.
Yep, we do. We have a lot of picks. And I think people also got to realize we aren't as bad as our record. I mean, we nearly beat a ton of good teams. We nearly beat LA. Had Jared Goff not gotten hit by Aaron Donald, he throws that pass to an opened T.J. Hawkinson, and we beat Los Angeles. If Justin Tucker doesn't make the world's best field goal, record-breaking field goal, and the 4 for 19 doesn't get completed, we beat the Baltimore Ravens. We're a team that we probably should have had 7 to 8 wins.
Mm-hmm. Wasn't there a play that Karras got absolutely cooked on too during that game?
I think it was Marquise Brown. Yeah.
Yep, pretty much. Oh, and it had to take a miracle field goal to beat them, and we could have swept the Vikings too.
Yep. Super close in that both times. So Troy says, I don't think any safety is worth a top 5 pick.
No, that's closed-minded as hell, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, so I'm actually normally a guy who's really big on positional uh, draft stuff. Um, the that was actually the thing that was keeping me from Hamilton early in the year, even looking into him, because like, oh, I'm not going to look into a safety top 5, and so I was on the Hutch train. I was banging the desk for him, but Hamilton is just so good. He is my highest grade defensive player I have scouted right now. Like, very few flaws that's for a young player coming out. A lot of his things that aren't good are very, very coachable. And I don't know, man. He's as good as they come. Like, he's Sean Taylor. Like, I took it upon myself to watch Sean Taylor film last night because that's who One Pride compared it to. And I wasn't alive for those. Well, not alive. I didn't have enough of a memory. It was 4 when Sean Taylor was even like around. And so
What
he
film are you watching, Jane?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if James is watching. I don't know. Maybe he found the Fools for Sewell guy. He hated Hamilton too. I don't know.
Apparently.
I mean,
Also,
here's the thing though with film that one pride that a lot of people mix up on. Every person has a different view. That's why scouts disagree on players. Film is not the okay. Everyone unanimously sees this if you watch the film. So, like, a lot of times people have this argument. They're like, okay, you didn't watch the film then if you say this. You didn't watch the film if you say that. Or that, this and that. Film is honestly really objective to the person's eye. Because there's things that they're going to see that other people aren't. Or they're going to be like, I don't really like this. Why the other person's like, oh, I love this. So, an example of this was Johnny Manziel fans versus non-Johnny Manziel fans.
mhm.
There's people who are like, Johnny Manziel's going to be fantastic because he does this and this and that. But a lot of people are like, man, that has terrible size, this and that. It's just isn't do that. And so I think just Cam. If there's going to be a safety that's going to be worth a top 5 pick, it's
It's
Kyle Hamilton.
Hamilton.
Yeah, he can play free safety. He can play free safety, strong safety, slot. He can play box. He can even play linebacker a couple times.
Hmm.
I mean, everyone wanted Isaiah Simmons a couple years back. Kyle Hamilton is Isaiah Simmons times 12. I
Yeah.
mean,
What I think Hamilton is best at, you have to let him roam. If you don't let him roam, you're not getting his full value. You know what I mean? I mean, he's still playing the box, but
yep.
he's better when he is roaming.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I think that's a perfect combo for Tracy Walker, who's much more of a downhill safety.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you don't need an identity player right there. Right now. I don't think Thibs or Hutch are identity players anymore.
Oh,
I
and that's
mean,
nonsense too. So you're telling me that Sean Taylor's not an identity player? You're telling me Ed Reed's not an identity player? Almost every good defense is a safety nowadays.
well, and Ronnie Lott's like the best secondary player of all time.
Right.
I mean,
James Lynch. Remember him?
oh, the Baylor player.
James Lynch?
I don't know if that's a cornerback or safety, but there
Yep,
was a guy.
exactly, Doc. I
Yeah.
forgot about him too.
Yep. Oh yeah, Troy. Yeah, safeties can definitely be there, but you definitely have the team. But this is also the only draft I would ever draft a safety. That's because I am not a believer in Thibs, and when I think Hutch is a good player, I think he doesn't have a high enough ceiling to really warrant a number 2 pick.
Mm-hmm.
But like we literally have the ability to draft whoever we want because we got an extra first, and we got an extra third. And there's free agency. I mean, we can literally, if we really have a position that we don't think we can draft. Ooh, Eric Berry. That's a good point.
Yep.
And like, you can get that guy in free agency. I mean, if you're concerned about per se, hey, we're not going to get a good enough linebacker in free agency or a good enough receiver. I mean, I just basically solved our whole linebacker issues. I got 2 good linebackers, Damone Clark and Brandon Smith. And then you have Derek Barnes as a rotational player. And then we need a number 1 receiver with high end ceiling. Traylon Burks is your guy, even if he apparently does have drop issues, although I don't really remember watching him get that many drops. But you need a good edge rusher. Arnold is your guy. But let's also remember Romeo Okwara was averaging 5 pressures a game.
Right.
I mean, that he was on pace for 80. I mean, granted, he most likely would have gotten 80, but he would have had a lot of pressures, and he probably would have upped those sack totals more, especially with the emergence of Charles Harris on the other side of him.
Mm-hmm.
And so, there's so many there. So James Berger says Sean Taylor wasn't the identity of a great defense. They were good. Lynch wasn't the best identity player on the Bucs either. And so, well, I never said that Isaiah Simmons was special. I'm saying there was a bunch of Lions fans that were claiming for Simmons. In fact, Isaiah Simmons was by fan vote the most popular Detroit Lions draft pick at number 3.
Mm-hmm.
And
James, what's your
so,
definition of who's an identity player then?
yeah,
Dr. Detroit just named like a bunch of safeties that are identity players.
yeah. I mean, there were players who literally impacted their team and made them better. I think the only one you could maybe say didn't like completely change his defense was maybe Eric Berry, because they still had some good defenses after Berry.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I know for a fact that Cam Chancellor really was a big game-changing player for Seattle. Because I don't know, he look how much Legion of Boom kind of like went apart when Cam left. Earl Thomas was still there for a good while. Richard Sherman was still there for a good while, and they weren't anywhere near as good.
Once. You remember Brian Dawkins, the Wolverine?
Yeah,
that guy too.
Yeah, Lott is the only one close to being an NBA player on a great defense who was a safety. Safeties aren't just a product of a good defense, James.
Right.
Richie Walker is an example of it.
For
Jesse
example,
Bates was freaking amazing on a bad defense.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
for example, when we got Sue, we added Glover Quinn, and then just revolutionized our whole defense in 2014.
Yep. So I don't know, man. Like, safeties are like big. And there's these safeties were not useful. None of these guys are Ray Lewis at McDonald. But there is no Ray Lewis or an Aaron Donald. I assume that's what you mean by A. McDonald in this draft. There isn't even a top edge. Kayvon? You mean tell me we should take Kayvon? Mr.
The dude has no pass rush moves.
Yeah, like there's not a Ray Lewis. I mean, we're not taking Nakobe Dean with the 2nd overall pick. There's not even a top receiver. I mean, you may say Garrett Wilson, but I don't think he's worth the 2nd overall pick.
Mm-hmm. Well, here's the thing. Nothing against, like I said, nothing against Hutch or Thibodeau, but they're really good. Hamilton's generational.
Yeah. Well, and here's the thing. It's also such a deep edge class. If the only good edges in this class were Thibs and Hutch, then I would say go grab them. But this edge class is fantastic.
Yeah, go ahead, Troy.
Yeah. Well, and I don't know. I just don't see the point in taking him only because you're like positional value when these guys are not going to produce much more insane numbers than your average guy.
Mm-hmm. See, you take bona fide dogs at those positions. If they're not bona fide dogs, what are you doing?
Yep. Well, and like, if there's a quarterback in here, even as a Goff defender, I would take the quarterback at 2 if there's a good enough one. But our best one's Matt Corral or Corral, you say his name, and he isn't really worth a 2nd overall pick. So, what do you do when nobody's worth the 2nd overall pick? You get best player available. That's Scott Hines.
Exactly.
So, okay, so who do you want here, Troy? I can also
Troy, but those guys, but Thibodeau or Hutch aren't.
Yep, they were clearly good. I mean, even OnePride said it earlier when we were doing film review on Arnold, is any other draft, and we probably wouldn't. But this is one of the few drafts that isn't. You know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, positional value goes out the window of this draft. Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good. this draft is like, it's a fantastic draft, not in the top 5. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
everywhere else is fantastic. I feel like there's a lot of deep positions, but a lot of them are just not worth those first, second, third, or fourth.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. So, pick whoever you want. Troy. I don't know what you mean by identity. Do you mean star player? Or game-changing player by identity? Or, player that people can identify, without being NFL fans? I don't know what you mean by identity player, because Sean Taylor's probably the most popular Washington player, other than, I don't know, probably Sean Taylor's probably the most popular player in the 21st century that Washington has had.
And he made impact.
Yeah.
Isn't that an identity player?
Yeah, I mean, well, and when Sean Taylor left, the defense didn't do nowhere near as well, by the way. Well, not left, left this world, I guess, but when Sean Taylor wasn't there anymore, they were nowhere near as good.
Mm-hmm.
There's plenty of good pass rushers in this draft, 100%, and that's the entire reason. I would have said took Hutch. I was on the Hutch train. Even, in fact, I didn't leave the Hutch train because of the Georgia game. I left the Hutch train because I looked at other edges, and I decided to look at Kyle Hamilton film.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that was Benny Blades. That was worth the pick.
The last safety picked in the top 3 was 1991. There's a reason. Safeties are not important as these other positions. Again, we're not saying that safety is the more important position here, Troy. We're not saying, Kyle Hamilton, any draft, you pick him number 2. It's any other draft you don't pick Hamilton, but this draft specifically isn't. Positional value does not matter this draft.
Mm-hmm.
Because not even the positional values are worth the second or even first overall pick.
Right.
I guarantee you Kayvon is not the number 1 overall pick or number 2 overall pick in any other draft.
Mm-hmm. You're just forcing yourself to take something that you're just forcing something. That's what you're doing.
Just because you're like, oh, well, I don't positional value when that guy is not really worth that pick.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's like saying, so say there's just no good edges in the draft, right? We're in the exact same scenario as this draft here, but there's no Kayvon, no Aiden, and nobody else is worth it. Then are you still supposed to take an edge, even though there's no good quarterbacks worth it and there's no good edges?
Right.
Just because of positional value? I mean, it wouldn't really make any sense to do that.
See, I'm the biggest, like I said, I'm the biggest believer in positional value. But when a generational talent's just staring you right in the face, you take the generational talent.
Yeah. Troy's stream was behind 3 minutes. Yeah. And so, yeah. If Jags take an offensive tackle with the first pick, especially since that tackle's Evan Neal, I will laugh. I will laugh so hard.
That's such a Jags move.
That's a freaking reach around Raiders move.
Oh, yeah. Look how Alex Leatherwood's turning it out, too.
Oh, yeah. Awful. Burks. Okay, so he's drafting Burks. Dr. Troy Steven, a receiver in the first. All right, choose your guy. Algernon Brisker's still available. I do believe Brisker could become good, though, with Glennon and Pleasant. I think they could work out his flaws pretty well.
Right.
Although, you know who's a clutch safety that doesn't have insane numbers, by the way?
Who's that?
Who's Sign? I was watching a couple of his games. I feel like every time there's like a clutch play needed, the Sign's there.
Oh, yeah, but he's strictly a box. He's strictly a box safety to me, in my opinion.
Yeah. Oh, my guy. Sam Williams is still available. This is the guy I could see as well. Oh, Arnold's not available. Oh, Arnold's right there.
Yep, Arnold was right there.
Yep. Wow, I got 6 viewers in here. Let's go. But
oh yeah.
Yeah, you also got Henry To'o. He's a good linebacker. He wants this man's like, we are double dipping in edges.
He's got so bad. It's like, no, you can't take Kyle Hamilton. That's all right. It's your opinion, though. I mean,
yeah,
we got reasons for ours, right? Huh?
Yeah, anyone can have like any form of view. That's why I don't make fun of people generally for having an opposing viewpoint, unless it's just like completely like asinine, like insane.
Like, so we'll be a bust because he's Polynesian.
Yep. Then I'm like, why? And like
Hmm.
Troy Polamalu, I guess he just sucked. He was Polynesian, man.
Oh yeah, he's terrible. God awful. Especially Holdinata.
Oh yeah.
God, so terrible.
Oh yeah. Uh, Billingsley, we might lose Hawk. Okay.
No, I mean if you get two tight ends on the field, man, that could cause some issues.
True, true, true. And then, where am I clear?
So how many wins you predicted next year?
Me?
Yeah,
It's hard to say because draft hasn't happened yet or free agency.
yeah, good point.
But in my ideal world, where like we get our own draft, like if we get Hamilton, Gardner, Brandon Smith,
Oh,
Arnold, Jalen Fulbert, like if we at least get those guys, I'm predicting an 8 to 9 win season.
yeah, I agree.
Especially if Goff like becomes back to his like good self
Hmm.
or better.
And what's crazy is like in the year following, all we would really need is a quarterback. Everything is filled, and we just do BPA and do crazy stuff because our whole every need is covered up basically just in two drafts.
Yeah. So Troy, for your draft, I'm gonna give you a C plus, maybe B minus. I'm fine with Kayvon. If we're gonna draft an edge, it might as well get the highest ceiling guy available. And Treylon, I like. I appreciate someone appreciating the fact that receivers my number one need as well. Lewis Line's a good pick. I think he's pretty much guaranteed to be a good strong safety. This is kind of what hurts you in my draft here. Double dipping at edge when we already got Romeo and Julian in there.
Yeah, yeah. Keep going.
I'm fine with the tight end because Hawk's contract is up and we do need a backup tight end. But third round pick on a backup tight end is a bit worrisome, especially because I do think there's a couple great tight ends in next year's draft. And I like that you got us a new swing tackle. So that probably moves you up to a B minus, honestly. So James Berger says, I just don't see generational talent in Hamilton. He's really good, depth worth an 8th, 9th, 10th pick if we trade back. But even then, I'd rather have Leo, Lloyd, or Karlaftis even steal. And this is coming from, why did I say that's a word, steal? And this is coming from a Notre Dame fan. And so I will say, that's the entire thing. It's up to you. I mean, generational is a term that I rarely use. I don't get why everyone says, because people misuse the term generational a lot of times. Generational means like once in a lifetime, unique player that you're never probably going to see a guy like him again. There isn't a guy like Kyle Hamilton, a guy who can play every single position and do them well, has good numbers, great size, like an ideal size for his position, and comes from a school that's produced some pretty dang good players. That's a generational guy to me. I mean,
Right. See, you can have all the pass rush you want, but if wide receivers are getting open, what's the point?
yeah, 100%. And so, I mean, I'm a big Karlaftis guy. I don't want to see
Yep,
Will Harris
yep.
and Tim Boyle back next year. I think we'll probably keep Will Harris around because of his ability to play corner.
I don't. I think he's done.
Oh, I know, but they got him on the rookie deal, so I don't think they're going to cut him.
I mean, they can. I mean, they cut Slovani Kavai, so why not cut? Will I get burnt in coverage areas?
It's true. It's true. Although he had some pretty good games at the corner, so I do think they might keep him around for depth, maybe.
Okay, one in how many games are we talking here?
Oh, true. Well, he didn't really play corner till like since Minnesota,
Arizona.
but yeah. So I hit the 1 hour and 40 minute mark here, One Pride. So I think I'm gonna end it here. I got some stuff I gotta do.
All right, thanks for having me on too.
Yeah. So I'll see you later. Thank you
All
guys
right,
for coming
see
to the live, and I'll see you all later.
you. All right, see you.